Hi, I'm Kelly.
And hi, I'm Geoff.
And this is Blueprints for Belonging, where we're exploring how to build conscious connection in a disconnected world.
Because belonging doesn't happen by accident, it
Nope.
happens by design.
Hey, Geoff.
Hey, Kelly.
Welcome back to Blueprints for Belonging.
Woohoo!
We're exploring these invisible patterns that are shaping our connection, our communication, and our belonging.
In the first part of the season, episodes 1 through 5, we explored how the mind can distort reality. So in episodes 1 through 5, they explored how thinking patterns can distort perception.
Those cognitive distortions?
Yeah, exactly. Cognitive distortions such as all or nothing thinking, mind reading, emotional reasoning, confirmation bias, and labeling, among many others, show how the mind often simplifies complex situations in order to reach quick certainty. While these mental shortcuts help people make sense of the world, they can also narrow perception and lead individuals to react to a story their mind has created rather than the fuller reality of what is actually happening.
Yeah, we talked about all those patterns like all or nothing thinking,
Oh, yeah, we did.
mind reading.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read my mind right now?
No, I can never read your mind.
Emotional reasoning and confirmation bias and labeling. These are all these ways of thinking that can quietly shape how we interpret other people's behavior and other people, the way they're thinking. So anyway.
Right. Then in episodes 6 through 10, we shifted into language.
Yep.
So in those episodes, we shifted the focus from thinking to language, examining how everyday communication habits can either support or weaken connection. Subtle patterns such as contrast words like "but."
Yep.
We devoted a whole episode to that.
Yep.
Correction language, defensive pre-statements, confusion between validation and agreement, and performance agreement demonstrate how language could quietly introduce tension or disconnection even when people are trying to communicate well. This section highlighted how the way something is said can influence whether a conversation opens understanding or closes it.
Yeah. Because then, if you're looking at how something is said, I know it either I'm going to connect or I'm going to see you later.
Right.
So anyway,
Adios, senor.
so we're exploring about how language can either strengthen that connection or how it sometimes slowly erodes it. So, and you talked about but, so.
Yeah. We looked at contrast words like but, subtle correction language, defensive pre-statements, validation versus agreement, and the ways perfectionism can lead us to edit our words.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So now we're here at this point. We're beginning a new section of our season, and this is episodes 11 through 15. And these are going to move into a little bit deeper understanding about relational processes and how we examine meaning when they get constructed between people. When the information is incomplete, kind of the way we are as humans, we kind of naturally interpret what's happening and we kind of fill in the gaps or fill in the blanks without even realizing it. And so that's in some ways a little bit of ambiguity, differentiates between the intent and impact, the unspoken expectations and emotional pacing, the differences and all of that kind of stuff. We'll get into it more in this next couple of episodes. But anyway, we're kind of helping you kind of look at kind of how these shape our understanding with one another in real time. And that distorted thinking, that disconnecting language, and then now our kind of unconscious interpretations all combined, these misunderstandings quickly escalate into unnecessary conflict. And so that's what we're hoping to help you become aware of. Anyway, so that relational awareness helps interrupt this pattern by creating a space for curiosity and clarification, and even a kind of a more thoughtful response versus just a reaction. So,
Indeed, being thoughtful. What a concept. In these next conversations, we're exploring something even more fundamental: how meaning itself gets constructed between people.
It's really powerful because many relational conflicts don't begin with cruelty or bad intentions. They usually end up with
They begin with uncertainty.
Uncertainty or miscommunication, right?
Yeah.
So when something's unclear in a relationship, the mind rarely waits patiently for information.
Right.
It goes right into...
It fills in the gap with the story automatically. Yeah.
So in some sense, silence becomes meaning.
Right.
Right?
Wow. Yeah, it does. A short message becomes meaning.
A delayed response becomes meaning.
Yep. Ambiguity doesn't stay neutral for long.
No. So anyway, today we're exploring how ambiguity amplifies our interpretations and how quickly our minds move from missing information to an emotional reaction.
To help with this, we're introducing a tool we'll use throughout the rest of this section of the season. No, we're not. Well, in a way, we do talk about everything on this.
We do, but we're
not going to refer to it as the ladder
tool
that we were going to. Right. Okay.
So, what is ambiguity?
Ambiguity is lack of clarity, and that can mean lots of different things.
What about in a relationship? What is ambiguity in a relationship?
Not knowing what is expected of you by the other. Yeah. And not ever having a clear path to that, you know.
I've got some examples I want to share with you.
Please do.
So in this day and age, we all get all kinds of emails or text messages or whatever. What happens if one of those goes unanswered?
Well, they're angry with me, or
we
they
make
don't
up a
like
story,
me,
right?
Or they're so busy that they can't even bother to think about me. Yeah.
So we make up stories about them.
Right. And if a response is shorter than expected,
of course, you know, they don't care anything about us.
Right. They are not on the same page.
Right. Or what about that tone? Ooh.
Yeah, if it feels different than usual, well.
Or short, or
right.
Or agitated, or
it's easy for emails to sound that way, or even text for that matter, because there is no tone. You know, you're missing that completely by
what
not
happens when
speaking to
somebody
them.
kind of withdraws from the conversation, like pulls out their cell phone?
Oh, that is so rude. That means they're not listening, and they are not involved in that conversation because they have already checked out.
Okay, so I don't want to judge them, but that's just an example.
Right.
We're just giving examples.
Oh well, yeah. So that's me and my own little judgment. I find that incredibly
so good.
rude.
So that's the ambiguity of interpreting what's happening. So expectations, sometimes we're not aware of them. They jump up in there. We have expectations that live with us all the time. So being aware of those, because sometimes in relationships we don't necessarily outline what our expectations are.
Right.
Or if we do, then we get...
Well, yeah, there's danger in doing that and danger in not doing that.
Avoid those.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Or just avoid relationships.
Right. So anyways, the key point here is that people kind of often believe that they're reacting to an event. They might be, but a lot of times what's happening, they're reacting to the story that they've put in about that event.
Right. Without any confirming information.
Right. Any other stories that you want to share or talk about with those little things about filling in the space with your story?
Lord. Only in the way that I have done it numerous times in recent history that I can think of. I mean, oh my gosh, yes. Because I have put someone's understood tone because I can hear their voice in my head because I have listened to them numerous times. I already know what they sound like, and I know their level of sarcasm, and I know everything about them. Right? When they text me, I read it, listening to their voice, and you know, and I'm not the only one that does this because people have done it to me too, where you were yelling at me, and I'm like, no, I wasn't. And I don't know how to show them that I wasn't.
So then you end up defending what you did.
They hear it automatically in my voice, and I'm like, but I didn't say it like that. I'm different, you know. But there's no.
So we always create this story. So just driving, you know, down in Houston, we're creating stories about other drivers.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Those idiots.
Right.
Yeah.
Or people at the grocery store, or
right, who just in your way.
Right.
They are just taking so long with that cart of theirs, and you just want to get around them.
So ambiguity lives with us all the time. We interpret it based on that. So part of this.
So in really this way, ambiguity is merely the absence of fact.
Could be. Yep.
And so whether you've done it on your own or somebody else is involved, it's missing facts, and so it's where your mind plugs them up.
So part of our section here is creating this awareness about this. Because if we don't have that awareness,
we can't possibly
do anything about it. So becoming aware of how those stories that might get created might be influencing you. Kind of check back for facts, or check back for what were the events like, or what was happening. So.
Right. Is that an interpretation, or is that an observation?
So now kind of moving into the meaning-making part of this. And sometimes we might make an interpretation about something, and we make something, like if somebody doesn't respond to a message, we interpret it like they're ignoring me.
Right. Yeah, or they're angry at me, and so they're not responding. Because we are so used to people performing the silent treatment on us that we then put that on other people, even though that may not be the case. We don't know what their story is. We don't know what's going on in their life.
So we have an event that happens. That's the person that doesn't respond to the message. We interpret it. They're ignoring me. Then we have this emotion that might come up.
Right. Frustration.
Or anger.
Irritation. Right.
Or maybe it might even be true concern.
Right. Where
are they?
Right. Are they okay?
Or fear, right?
Right.
So then...
Right. Fear and anger. Those are your options. Yuck.
Oh, my goodness. We talked about that one time, about what fear stands for, the acronym.
I don't know if we have, probably.
False evidence appearing real.
Oh, yeah.
Or in my field... Sorry, I'm going to say a bad word. Bleep, fuck everything and run. But really, what I hope that we kind of shift the thinking to is face everything and respond. And so it's not about reacting, but it is about responding with awareness, with kind of some clear understanding of what's going on. So
right, because what comes after that emotion is the reaction.
Right.
And we want to put the pause in there so you actually think about it.
We want to use, instead of using a reaction, we want to use a response. And a reaction is I'm not thinking about it. A response is I have clarity about how I'm going to respond. Right.
The reaction is an unconscious response.
Right. So then, an explanation. We give... Sometimes it's there, and sometimes it's not there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, often there's no explanation.
There's no explanation, right.
Yeah. Interpretation step often happens so quickly that we mistake it
for reality. Yes, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
So anyway, this is kind of what our brain does. Curious. Have you ever noticed this with your own life? Have you ever been aware of some of those things that have been happening in your own life?
Right. Oh, you're asking me, or what? I thought you were asking the audience.
No, well, both.
Right. Yeah. Everybody at home, think about this yourself.
So why does the brain do this? So
it's all about shortcuts. It wants to know what the story is and what it's dealing with. And so without the information, it fills in the gaps
the
itself.
gaps, right.
And so because it wants you to have the story to continue with. And it doesn't want to wait for...
So the brain really prefers certainty.
Oh, absolutely.
Over ambiguity.
Oh, it makes you feel so safe and cozy. You know, understanding that, yes, those people are bad and those people are right and those people are good. I mean, it's so horrible, but that's the way we do it. That's the way we get certainty. It's all made up. It is, isn't it?
Sometimes. Yeah, certainty can sometimes feel really threatening, though. Or not certainty, uncertainty can feel really threatening. I want to avoid something because I don't really want to know the answer. So I put things off.
Yeah.
That usually is a good disconnection tactic.
Yeah. Because
Avoiding.
You're not going to tell them about it. You're just going to avoid it, and you don't want to look when it comes. Yeah, I've done that before.
I'm sure we've all kind of done all of these before, you know. Well, there's some common interpretations. They might sound like, well, they must be upset.
Right.
You got any others?
I did something wrong.
Yep.
Oh, they don't respect me.
Nah.
Oh.
Well, it's not a character flaw.
Well, right, because
I mean,
it's also just your brain
It's just
coming
your
up
brain,
with that.
right? It's just kind of the normal way that we humans make or find or develop meaning. We're kind of putting these interpretations and kind of calling them truth.
Right. Right. It's assumed truth.
Yeah. Not barbecue.
Yeah. No barbecue and no social aspects.
And here in Houston, we have a barbecue place called Truth Barbecue.
Yeah.
So.
Which is a weird name for a
It's a new
barbecue
barbecue.
joint. Yeah. Isn't it,
But it's kind of cool.
Right. Well, and Kelly has told me that they make great barbecue. I have not been. I can't stand the name. But that's just my own thing.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's how we'd go with our assumptions and our interpretations of what we read. And so that's a good example of it. You know, I saw that sign in Truth Social, Truth Barbecue, and I instantly thought of Truth Social. Oh. And that's why I hate the name. And
What's Truth Social?
What, you are seriously asking me that question? That's the platform that DJT created. It's a social media platform. It's his social media platform.
Okay.
Where he can say anything he wants.
Oh, got it. I forgot about that part.
Oh,
I put it out of my memory.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, because she was honestly, she was looking at me like, what is that? I've never heard of that. I was like, what?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you know, everyday language has some sort of miscommunication. And part of what our podcast is focused on is helping people become aware of these ways we get disconnected, the ways we misinterpret, the ways we like forget about stuff. You know,
right.
You're just not aware of it. So, and part of this is, you know, growing this awareness. So think of awareness as a garden bed. If you're taking care of your plants, you know, you got to take care of the weeds. So there's misinformation. That would be the weeds. There's some really good...
My garden is full of misinformation.
Yeah. Anyway, so your garden, you need to water it. You need to nurture it.
Yeah, you need to weed it.
Fertilizer. You need to give it some...
Or compost.
Or attention to it. Right.
Yeah, you need to tend to the plants.
And so part of that is clarification. That would be the skill that you would be working on, and using curiosity to get that clarification. I'm curious what's happening for you. I didn't hear from you. Are you okay? Or You're just overwhelmed, or I'm just checking in, just getting clarity. Did you see my message? Because I don't necessarily read my email. How about you? You know?
Right.
So, that's the point that you want to take from this, is to kind of get that clarification, because clarification can prevent lots of conflicts from growing or expanding, especially clarification about the assumptions you might be making, because we make assumptions all the time.
Yes,
because those are our shortcuts. So
right, and this is all about seeing that, becoming aware of it, so you can
do something different.
So you can do something different, right? So you can take that pause and think about your response, and actually choose your response instead of moving right into your reaction, which might be flying off the handle at that person because they didn't respond to you in time.
So this is where you're noticing the patterns that might have shown up for you in the past. Not that you're using this episode to point out other people's flaws, because that would be something that some people might want to do.
Right. We don't recommend that.
No, we want you to do this for yourself. It might be great that you're sharing our episode, but not that you're trying to get somebody else to be aware of their own stuff.
Of their own behaviors, right.
So interpretation creates certainty. What does curiosity do?
Curiosity invites knowledge.
Understanding,
yeah.
Interpretation says, I know what this means. And then sometimes...
Curiosity means, I don't fully understand. Could you please fill me in?
Right. So we're not necessarily asking you to use interpretation. We're asking you to beef up the muscle of curiosity. Yes, we want to use curiosity over certainty, is what we're using, or what we're suggesting.
Oh, indeed. Because when you look at the situation, whatever the situation might be, if it's someone who didn't respond to you in time, or whether it's text or email, it doesn't really matter, or there's a miscommunication somewhere. What we want you to do is become aware of that uncertainty in your own brain.
You want to play a little
game?
And
instead of filling in the gaps, ask questions.
Okay, you want to play a little game?
Sure.
Okay. Let's say we're brother and sister.
Okay.
Okay. And Mom told me that, this is how things are done.
Oh, okay.
And you're doing it wrong.
Well, of course, because you're my big sister.
And I'm going to tell you, right.
She's always going to tell me what I did wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if I'm still the big sister and I'm using curiosity versus that certainty that Mom told me, what would that sound like if you're my big sister? Or if you're my big brother, okay.
Right. Well, I'm your little brother.
Okay,
you're my big sister,
okay.
Right? And that's a role I know how to play.
Okay.
So I would say something like, "Hey, I'm curious." This would be you speaking to me, right? "Hey, I'm curious about why you're doing this thing this way. Could you please explain that to me?" And you don't have to bring up Mom yet. And then later on, after I explain to you why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, then you go, well, Mom told us that it needs to be done this way. And then you're sharing that information with me rather than dictating it to me, basically telling me I'm doing it wrong. Yeah.
So good. So as the big sister... And I've just shared with you that this is why I'm doing this way, because I don't want you to get hurt or harmed. And you're like, I'm fine. I'm not going to get hurt or harmed.
Look at me. I'm doing just
fine. So
fine.
Usually we try to, we don't say thank you. So this is why I'm putting this in here.
Right.
Okay. I'm wanting, when you hear this type of curiosity, and you get this clarification from that person of why they're asking that.
Right. You should say thank you.
You should say thank you.
Thank you for clarifying.
Because if not, then it goes into defending. And it strengthens their argument, or it goes into a further being upset or agitated. So anyway, so using thank you is a really important key component when we're using curiosity. Help me understand. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. Even the person that's asking about or asking curiously about what's happening, and they're explaining, say, thank you for sharing that with me. I really needed to hear it that way. Or if you're being asked and then you hear it, then you're saying, thank you for letting me know that was not clear for you. I really appreciate that. So getting back to thanking them. Because when we have those interpretations, a lot of times it goes into you're judging me, you're correcting me, and not offering some support or help for me. You're trying to get me to do something different. So that's why we were suggesting using a gratitude and thanking them at that part. So anyway.
Yeah, gratitude. We should talk about that one day.
We can.
Yeah.
We got more to go here for this.
Yeah.
A little bit of this one. So.
Yeah, gratitude is where it's at. I've lost.
Oh, so we've interpreted so many stuff. So when ambiguity gets in our relationships and our minds, we kind of rush to interpretation. So, and they can feel really convincing. These interpretations that we forget that they're assumptions.
Right.
And that as you move through this week, we ask that you kind of be aware of these moments of ambiguity in your life, in the conversations that you have with your loved ones, with other people that you might come in contact with, and just begin to kind of notice these moments that you might have, kind of be aware of them. Not that you're trying to fix them or change them. You're just kind of practicing awareness. You're just kind of noticing. So
right, because I don't know if we said this before or not, but you can't change anybody but yourself.
Right. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Right.
Right. Okay. So good. So.
So we're gonna give them the reflective prompts.
Yeah. You want to start there?
Yeah. When something feels unclear in a relationship, what story does my mind first create? Yeah, think about that.
What do I actually know about that situation?
And what might I be assuming? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What else might be true? Yeah. How does uncertainty typically affect me emotionally? That's interesting to know. Yeah.
So these are all reflections that were, before we gave just a little word to reflect on. This section of the podcast, we're structuring it where we're giving you some thought prompts to have. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if you keep a journal.
Oh, this is right. Yeah.
Write about these things in the journal. That's perfect.
So how does uncertainty typically affect me emotionally?
Right. What other explanations might exist besides the one my mind generated? Yeah. Wow.
All sorts of them. There's at least 100.
And
then this last one is, what question could I ask that might bring clarity instead of reinforcing my assumption? So.
That's brilliant. So when ambiguity appears in relationships, our mind often rush to interpretation. That's such a shame.
So next time we'll be exploring one of these most common relational tensions.
The difference between intent and impact?
Yep, that's the one.
Cool. Yep, because
good intentions.
Good intentions do not necessarily equal good impact.
No.
And why good intentions don't always prevent harm. Exactly, they don't.
Well, listen, we want to thank everybody for listening to the Blueprints for Belonging, because we are here helping and showing and sharing ways for others to be connected in this disconnected world.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Blueprints for Belonging. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow. Leave a 5-star rating for us and share it with a friend.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. Your support helps us keep building conscious connection in this disconnected world.